Good evening, everyone. We are here from the student consulting company, and we are about to present a solution that we came up for a problem that União Química has. We're going to present what the company is, the market they're in, the competitors they face, their current financial and cost system, and the managerial problem that we intend to solve. The company was founded in 1936 as Laboratório Prata. It's the 7th largest company of human health in Brazil. It has 3 operation units: the Human Health Division, the Animal Health Division, and the Pharmaceutical Outsourcing. It is the 5th largest animal health company in Brazil as well. It has, in its 2 main business lines, it has 4 brands. In the human health, it has Pharma Genome Hospitalar, and in the animal health, it has Agenir, which exports to over 76 countries. It has currently 5,400 employees. The market it's inserted in is a very interesting one in Brazil, because Brazil is the only country in the world that has a public universal healthcare system that offers many treatments and medicines for free for everyone, which means that they always have a very large and buying client, which is the government itself. The market for generic medicines has been growing since 2006, and it's very big right now. In its brands of business, it has several competitors. In the human health and animal health sector, it has Cristalina, Eurofarma, Zoertis, MSD, Ouro Fino, and Media. In the pharmaceutical retail, it has Medley, Hypera, and Cimet. And in the medical prescription, it has Alcon, Allergan, and Latino Pharma.
So União Química has its own finance department where the part of controllership takes place, and that it uses of absorption costing as their financial system for almost all operations, and that was chosen for tax purposes, since the company allocates the cost respecting the IFRS and tax regulations, while having a standard cost calculated for managerial purposes that are mostly compared with the accounting cost In addition, the system is also used for other managerial and chemical purposes, so that the company is able to control closely the development of its processes. Also, due to the wide product scale, utilizing absorption costing for its products was the best system. Inside the company, the manufacturing and non-manufacturing costs are identified separately. Moreover, this separation is necessary for the costing system chosen by the company, as in absorption costing, only the manufacturing costs are included in the cost of goods sold. There is also the separation between fixed and variable costs to fundamentally assist in the correct pricing of products at the end of the process. This is necessary because the pricing formula, for example, considers fixed costs. The division of fixed and variable is necessary to compute the contribution margin, margin of safety, and break-even point. This is also essential for the company, which does the separation of this cost based on how much is produced, the volume, and in which costs are increased or decreased depending on the number of units manufactured. We can see that on this formula that's used by the company to compute the selling price of products, that it will differ from each product and specifically between each different market União Química acts in. This happens because the taxes are totally different for the products that will be sold in Brazil when compared to the products that will be sold internationally. The taxes such as PIS, COFINS, ICMS, and IPI are all considered for the calculation of the final selling price for the União Química. In addition, there are significant differences between the human health products and animal health products, where volume, profit, and costs all differ a lot from each other. Normally, there is a structure that considers most calculating the final prices, taking away the taxes and the total production costs in order to find the profit. In this formula presented, they have additional factors such as freight and commissions. This formula presents to them a more specific pricing result.
So, to sum up, throughout all the analysis we've been in touch with and all the interviews we've did with the managers, we come up with an action plan for working with your highlighted demands we wanted to solve. We've identified a lack of accuracy and with the strategy and the reality of the sales volumes, commercial politics, and the break-even point of each product due to the indirect costs allocations. And the ABC system would be the best option to solve this. But since we said we don't, you said that you don't have time enough to implement the system, we would do this job for you. So we come up with a 5W2H to clarify what will really would be the causes and effects of this in your company, and how would we solve this?
So what would happen if the ABC system was implemented in União Química? Starting by the positive points, it is important to mention that during the production process, what adds cost to the product is all the activities that happens during this process. And the ABC system is the system that when assigning manufacturing overhead to products, it considers all the activities and the multiple cost drivers. And this is why this system is extremely accurate and more precise than the absorption system that the company uses today. It also gives a more realistic views of the costs of all the products in their portfolio. And it will be crucial for an effective portfolio strategy. This is because União Química produces in large scales, and with so many products in their portfolio, having a correct view of the actual costs of their products is very important. In addition, an example of this is, for example, a product or a type of medicine that shows a positive contribution margin, but it also does not show all the activities that was costful to produce this product. So even though this product is very positive for the company, not knowing the cost that to produce this product might be a negative point. So the ABC system is very important, but it might have some difficulties also. One of the main difficulties to União Química in implementing the ABC system is that the company has 4 different business lines, and implementing an ABC system to each line will demand time and might be very expensive. Also, they would need a team of analysts that will revise the system constantly and every week or every month. And this might increase the cost for analysts to see this, if the process is being well done or not. At last, the last point is that the ABC system does not differentiate fixed from variable costs, while the União Química today does this differentiation because they need to calculate the break-even points. So they will still have to maintain other types of costing systems, such as the marginal one, not only the ABC. Now Israel will show a simulation of how the ABC system would look like if it was implemented in the company.
So as Tom said, this is a simulation because we couldn't have access to the actual numbers of the company. So we simulated the costs that the company would have with direct materials, direct labor, the overheads in factories, and the other variable and fixed expenses. And with that, we simulated as the company produced 2 different medicines. So we first identified the relevant activities of the production process in the company. So we selected 2 different departments, which is production and packaging, and we assigned the proportion of costs of each one. So we assigned 60% for the production and 40% for the packaging. Then we selected drivers of the activities and the quantity of each one. So we selected number of orders and time spent in hours for as drivers. And then we just did a proportion for each driver, and we calculated the cost of each activity according to each driver. And then this is the income statement that we got. So we first have our revenue, then we diminish the direct materials and direct labor cost. Then with the proportional total direct costs and expenses of each production of each medicine, we reached our net income. In this way, we could have a better vision of the costs to produce each medicine in each step of the process. So our final recommendations for the company is, first, the company should add important items as element for material allocation, because this way the company could project easier currency exchange projections. And also the company, as said before, the company should expand the department in order to have a great team to be able to implement this ABC costing system, because as said before, this is a more difficult system to be implemented. And last but not least, the company should use more deep in the marginal cost system, because this way it will have a more accurate look on the profit of each product and a better estimation for the break-even point. So that was it. Thank you.